Hello, this is Strategy Miscellany, and this is another episode of Rule the Waves 2. It is November of 1937. We are just coming off a pretty big loss against the Germans and Japanese. We did do a lot of damage to the German Navy too, but basically we have one battleship left, as you can see here, and a couple of armored cruisers, and everything else we have surviving is under 10,000 tons. We just do not have much of a navy right now, and that's bad news. But it is good news in that we can actually kind of start from scratch a little bit on some of our naval development here. So once these Nouvelle Charlemagnes and Catherine de Medici's, the new destroyers, get done, I think what we're going to do is design sort of probably the final battleship of the campaign. Something, something like what the Charlemagne class was meant to be before the treaty scrapped it. So the Nouvelle Charlemagne class is really going to be just a world-beating battleship is the idea. And then we'll also need to start building some carriers. We did design a carrier here, the Faucon, 28,000 tons, 60 aircraft. And so I'd like to have some of those too. And then I'd also like to have some kind of battle cruiser design, maybe around 15 to 20,000 tons, to go along with that. And then, of course, the light cruisers for colonial service and destroyers and corvettes will eventually need a new model of destroyer and corvette, probably. The idea is we're going to try and stay at peace for at least 5 years, probably more like 8 or 9 years, and then see what the next war we get into is. I think if we fight Germany or Japan individually, we can take them. It's just fighting both at once was the difficult part. The British, I think we might be able to take. The Austrians or Italians would be pushovers. And the United States would be a real challenge. They grow so fast. Their budget is now, almost twice what we have. Whereas the British, I mean, they have a big budget, but a lot of these ships that they've got have got to be like legacy ships at this point that are pretty out of date. I can't imagine they're able to build that much new stuff uh, with all of the work they have to do to keep their empire covered in coastal batteries, naval aircraft, all their scout ships. Now, we didn't lose any colonial possessions in that last war. I sort of expected we would, but we don't really seem to have. So we still have the Middle Congo, we still have Senegal, we still have Southwest Africa, Madagascar. We still have that stuff we took from Italy in the Med, and Austria in the Med with Dalmatia here. And we still have our Pacific possessions. Now, that does mean we have to keep quite a few ships out on station, which is a bit of a disadvantage, as well as the advantage of getting the profits from our empire. And the profits from our empire drop off quite a bit over time. By now, we're probably not getting very much from it in total. Yeah, right now you can see from possessions we only get pretty small amount here, like maybe 4% of our total income, 4 or 5%. And that's basically the same for everybody. Germany gets even less than we do. Austria gets less than we do. They get zero. The British even are only getting like 4,000, only like 10% of their resource income from possessions. Italy, Japan, the United States are all even smaller. So really the age of imperialism is ending, and we should start getting decolonization events forcing us to leave some of these places. But let me look at the research here and see what I would like to focus on, if anything. Well, I would like to have radars, so let's put that on high priority. We can take armor priority back to mid. And airships, I'm pretty sure we have everything, so that's why I've got them on low. I'll go ahead and put submarines back to mid. Actually, what I should do is I should set everybody to low. and then I should start from there. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so now the question is, what do I want to prioritize above the baseline? So naval guns, yeah. Shipboard aircraft operations, yes. Heavier than air aviation, yes. I'll even put that at high. Radar, I'll put up to high. Fleet tactics, sure, let's lean into that one. And then I'd like to have better fire control. And I'd like to have better submarines. And let's try and improve our machinery. Let's put that up to high. All right, let's see how that goes. All right, so now we can get an aircraft carrier going. It's going to take 25 months, but still, it'll be good to have a proper aircraft carrier. And with the ships finishing their working up, we can start to send them out to replace some of our obsolete ships. So, like this guy is going to move to West Africa. And then we can scrap the couple of these obsolete destroyers in West Africa. And then this one here we'll send to the Indian Ocean. And we'll send this one to Southeast Asia, say. All right, I will get back to you when we do another big design or something else big happens. Oh, it's September 39. The politicians insisted we build a bunch of destroyers and are now insisting we build a bunch of battleships. The shipyard offered to build us an extra carrier for a discount. So we've got a lot of stuff kind of in the hopper, but unfortunately on hold for construction. And I think what we need to do is design that battle cruiser design that we were talking about so we can have two of those building and impress the politicians. So let's see what we can do here. So this is the battle cruiser Villeneuve. He may not have been the best admiral, but deserves to have a ship named after him. Was at Trafalgar after all. And we've got 8 12-inch guns, all forwards. We've got 8 6-inch guns. We've got 31 knots, long range, diesel engine, magazine box, inclined belt. So um, all the fancy use of armor that we've discovered these days. And we've got good torpedo defense, 17,600 tons, lots of anti-aircraft guns. It's a fairly well balanced ship on the overall, I think, and should serve us well as sort of a second line battleship. So let's put those in the design hopper. Okay, so this is the Nouvelle Charlemagne, 47,000 tons, 8 20-inch guns, 12 9-inch guns, level 4 torpedo defense, 13.5 inches of belt armor, 5 inches of deck armor. Has an immunity zone against its own guns from 17 to 21,000 yards, but I don't think anybody else is fielding 20-inch guns right now. I think this will be the biggest guns out there. For anti-aircraft defense, it's got 50 light anti-aircraft guns, 20 medium anti-aircraft guns, 2 anti-aircraft directors, and we'll hopefully be operating with our carriers, so it'll have fighter cover. And yeah, it's going to be ludicrously expensive. We can maybe get 1 or 2 of these before the war, but it's going to be the flagship, no doubt. The Nouvelle Charlemagne. So let's begin the design phase as we finish the second Villeneuve and the third Faucon. Got a lot of tension with Italy. I think I could beat Italy pretty handily, honestly. They can't really afford much of a navy, to be honest. As you can see, they have no carriers, no battleships, no battle cruisers. So it's March of 43, and the Italians decided to do a surprise attack on us, so I guess we're fighting Italy now. And unfortunately, we basically didn't have anybody in the Med. We're going to have to send a lot of people there pretty quick. I was not ready for this one, I'll be honest. And I really have to try and avoid having the Germans join the war, too. So I'm going to set my subs to fleet support so that they don't go, trying to mess with any merchant shipping. So now, first off, we mobilize everybody and all our air bases. And then we've got to take some ships and send them en masse to the Med. All right, here we go. So we've got our new Villeneuve class. We've got one of our new Nouvelle Rhone class. We've got some destroyers. Let's go see what's up. I'm a little nervous about their land-based air, but on the other hand, the conditions are not great for aircraft right now with the rain. Ooh, a radar contact. Now we actually have radar. All right, let's go get them. Destroyer and something. Another destroyer. Okay. I think we got that first one, and I think this one is not long for this world either. All right, there we go. See another ship too. It's a good thing the ships don't run aground when you aren't paying attention and they drive right into an island. Thankfully, the captain seems to be smart enough to not drive them straight into the island. All right. See if we can chase down that guy, and then maybe we should go home. All right, let's go over here, see if this is a land target. And if it's not, let's go home. Well, we got somebody up here. Just one of their little tiny corvettes. All right, night is falling. Let's go home. There go our aircraft out on their scouting missions. All right. Glorious victory for France. And we are blockading them. Now, the other thing we ought to do is we ought to pick a invasion target. Why not Rhodes? I would like to take Rhodes. All right, we got a cruiser action off of Rhodes. And when they say off of Rhodes, they mean off of Rhodes. We are right there. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, and I don't know if we're going to find anything. All right, yep, couldn't find him. Oh well. All right, somewhere around here they have a convoy. Hopefully, some of our scouting airplanes can find it. Okay, well, their airplanes did some damage to us. But where the heck is their convoy? Well, now it's nighttime. We can afford to come in closer to their port. Their aircraft aren't going to be able to operate very well. Well, they got us that time. Get some more ships into the med here. Oh, now we're blockaded. Better move some of our ships back to Northern Europe, actually. All right, this time they put us right on top of the convoy. We should be able to get them. Well, except that doesn't appear to be a convoy. That appears to be light cruisers. You can see how even the fairly weak radars we have now change things. Get these radar contacts kind of blinking out of nowhere. Ah, there's the convoy. All right, well, ignore the rest of these ships. Let's go get them. Oops. I think we just rammed into one of them. Hopefully the Forbin can handle that. Yeah, I mean, it's not in great shape, but it's in okay shape. All right, I think it's time to get out of here. Good job, though. I think that was a pretty successful attack. Yeah, one destroyer, 13 transports. Sure, Battle of Malta. All right, well, now we're not blockading them, but they're not blockading us either. So I got to send somebody over to northern, to the Med, so that we can keep up the blockade of them. And all our airfields ought to be on active status. That's not correct for them to not be that. That's interesting. I thought we didn't have to worry about foreign stations when we were at war. Didn't seem to last time. All right, so they've got some kind of raid on our land target here. See what they've got. Right now, maybe this is some sort of distraction for us because they're not really heading towards the target. Or maybe they just don't have that much on the field this time. There we go. All right, it was a light cruiser and we sunk it. And we're blockading them again. There we go. Hmm. All right, now we get the Battle of Rhodes. And they're starting to decline battle. And now we get a big fleet battle. With a bunch of our transports? Oh, okay. Hopefully our aircraft will start helping out here too. Well, that ought to be the end of the Marco Polo class there. Well, with night falling, I think that's probably going to be what there is in this fleet battle. Although, it does last a long time. Maybe it'll last until day comes again. Well, day came back and we found a couple of little Italian boats here. See if we can't take out that coastal battery too with its little 7-inch guns. Ah, yes. But let's slow way down and turn around and try and blow up that coastal battery. Well, all right, you're running out of ammo. Let's take you home. Wow, we basically went through a full 24 hours there. Yeah, we lost the destroyer, but we took out a corvette and a heavy cruiser. Did some damage to their land target. Sure. Alright, I think I can resume building this Faucon here. Now that this new Villeneuve is almost done. Alright, now where is that bombardment target they want me to destroy? Probably somewhere around Bari. Okay, they did a naval strike on us, or an aircraft strike on us, but weren't able to do too much. Transport's over here. Now, where the heck is this land target, though? Try the other side, maybe. See if we can't crawl right along the coast and find this darn... There it is. That's got to be our target. All right, I think we got him. All right, can't seem to get a closer look. I guess we'll just have to call that good. Let's go back to Dalmatia. All right, apparently we didn't destroy the target they wanted us to destroy. Darn. Oh well. Oh dear, the Italians have decided to fully commit. Well, that's not going to help them in the long run. Unless the Germans get involved, which would be annoying. Is that really a carrier? Maybe. No, it's a transport. Well, we stumbled into somebody there. Probably just a transport. It's unidentified for so long. It's a good thing it was actually an Italian ship. Wouldn't want to inadvertently sink a British ship and have them come in all of a sudden. I don't know if that's possible in the game or not. Feels like it should be. Oh, that's concerning. I need that number to be lower. All right, you know what? I'm good with that. I didn't really want to fight Italy anyway. Okay, apparently they don't care. But we took roads. Nice. I'm going to have our guys suppress the enemy airfield, actually, because we're going to be right near them. Although with night falling, probably the aircraft aren't going to be able to do much regardless. Yeah, there we go. This should get us our quota of ships sunk. All right, the rest of them are going to be able to hide in port, so that's clear victory and go home. Good news is we should get back in port well before daylight, not have to worry about an airstrike on us. Oh, okay. I've got these little motor torpedo boats puttering around. I was wondering why the mission didn't just end. All right, this should cover our issues with being short on foreign stations. I don't know, the combination of the blockade and that they just keep losing, I feel like they're going to have to lose this war before too long. Can we set Greece as an invasion target? We can. Excellent. Let's do that. No, I like the one I have already. Yeah, they're definitely in trouble this time. Where they are. Ah, right in front of us. All right. Well, it's nighttime. We sunk a couple corvettes. Let's go home. And really, I'd like to expand some of my air bases a little bit more. Poor guys, they just can't fight anymore. Sure. All right, we'll take Greece, and we'll call it a victory. Now, the question is, I should really get rid of these old 8-inch coastal batteries. They're just not very useful anymore. And, I'm going to get rid of it. It pains me to do it, but I'm going to get rid of a few of my airship bases. I feel like I don't need all of them. And then what we're going to do is put the fleet on reserve. And now we're going to see if we can resume construction on the Nouvelle Charlemagne. So initially, I had recorded these last two episodes as one big video, but trying to edit it down, I realized that it was just too long for one episode. So I'm cutting it in half here, roughly in half. The second bit will be a little longer, I think, at November 1944. And that's the end of this episode. The next one will be the final episode of this campaign as France. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.